Hey, I'm Rob Ness, and I'm one of the judges and investors that is working with We Make Movies on its Make Your Feature competition. And we are already receiving submissions and already reviewing each one that comes in. So if you're already aware of this competition and have been thinking about submitting, we encourage you to submit. We can't wait to review your submissions. I wanted to take this chance to offer a little bit of feedback. First of all, just to let you see, here I am. I'm one of the real judges in the flesh, so you kind of know that there's a real human being on the other end who's going to be reading your submissions and reviewing them. And wanted to just give you some of my personal feedback on what I think would be good ground rules or good guidelines for what would make a good submission. Number one, think about what it takes to make a premise or a film concept really be able to carry the weight of a feature film. Feature films are, in my opinion, they're not like making a 5-minute short and then just extending it for 90 minutes. That's not how it works. You need a concept that's really strong. You need a concept, you need a premise, you need a setup where a character, your protagonist presumably, is going up against a dramatic situation or a comedic situation or a conflict situation that is going to sustain and escalate over 90 minutes. And that's tough to do. So really spend some time coming up with the premise. You know, we're not asking you to write your full screenplay yet. If you have one, you're welcome to submit it. But the most important thing is a really strong premise. So spend some time thinking about what would really merit a full feature film. The key word is sustain. Can you sustain that dramatic increase and that escalating conflict or escalating drama or comedy or whatever it is over a period of 90 minutes? If you've got something that can do that, we want to see it. Number two, try as much as you can to follow the rules. We spent a lot of time working with the We Make Movies team to come up with rules that really make sense, that are fair, and that are balanced so that we're asking for enough materials that we can get a sense of your project without making you jump through hoops unnecessarily. So we think that the bare minimum things we're asking for, things like a 1-sentence log line, a few sentences worth of a synopsis of your story, and then a 3 to 5 page treatment, those things are pretty basic. So please include those. Also, bear in mind, we're going to give you a $25,000 budget to produce your film, plus another several $1,000s worth of in-kind resources and gear to help you do production and post-production. So that we think is a fantastic opportunity for indie filmmakers, but be cognizant of the fact that it doesn't probably allow for you to make a $25 million film, right? It's a $25K micro-budget indie film. So try to shape your project so that it can work within those guidelines. And the good news about the materials is, besides the things I talked about, the logline, synopsis, treatment, writing sample would be great. But besides that, anything else is additional, is optional. And you don't have to put it in, but if you can, if you've got a full-length screenplay, throw it in there. If you've got sample footage already shot or concept art or pictures of a location you already have available to you, throw all that stuff in there. The more we can see, director's reels, acting reels, anything, the more material you give us to review, the more likely we are going to fall in love with your project. Number three, my number 3 guideline to you would be submit early, because we're already reviewing. I'm personally going to review every single submission, and we are hunting for those diamonds in the rough, those gems. So the earlier you submit, the more likely we might fall in love with your project even before the deadline for submission, and then we can actually work with you to improve your submission. By the way, we're accepting resubmissions. You can resubmit your project as many times as you want. So submit early, maybe you catch our eye, maybe we fall in love with it right off the bat, and then we can give you feedback. We just did this the other day, got on some Zoom sessions with some filmmakers and gave them feedback. Now they have the option to go rework their project, enhance their project, and resubmit as many times as they want before the deadline. So earlier is better. And then number 4, I know I just said earlier is better, but above all, just make sure you submit. We want to see your projects. We, meaning the We Make Movies team, the We Make Movies community, and myself as an investor and judge who's putting his own resources into this competition. We're doing this because we love films, we love filmmaking, and we love indie filmmakers. And we want to see some of the greatest projects out there in the broader We Make Movies community. We want to see them elevated. We want to see them get made. And we're committing to make this more than just the typical short film festival or the typical pitch competition. No, what's different about this competition is we're providing a budget, and a minimum of 2, but maybe more if we can get more resources in and more investors like me on board. Minimum of 2, but maybe more films. We are committing to actually make them with you. We're going to partner with you. We're going to be co-owners of those winning films, and we're going to get them made. So we want to see your projects. get them submitted. We can't award you the $25K plus all the in-kind and get your film made if you don't submit it. So get your projects in. The deadline is early August, but earlier you can get them in, the sooner we can fall in love with them. Can't wait to see your submissions.